This is exercise set 7.4, which are some more complicated translations. Since the odd numbered problems are due for homework, I'm going to do some of the even numbered problems. Again, I'll use the uppercase A for the universal quantifier and the regular uppercase E for the existential quantifier. All right, number 2, all loud movies are exciting. So for all x, if x is loud and if x is a movie, then x is exciting. Now we can't leave it like this because this quantifier has to go across all the x's. So what we need to do is put all of this in parentheses as well. So this universal quantifier goes all the way across. If we didn't have these brackets here, then this ex would be hanging out by itself. All right. So since we want the quantifier to cover all of the x's, because the quantifier basically tells what x is. X means everything, right? So for all x, if x is loud and x is a movie, then x is exciting. Okay, number 4, not all gray elephants are from Africa. So let's ignore the not for all and just do the all gray elephants are from Africa. So for all x is gray and x is an elephant, then x is from Africa. And again, we need to get all of that in brackets so the quantifier goes across the whole sentence. So this says all gray elephants are from Africa. All right, we want to say not all, so we put the negation to the left of the quantifier. All right, so negation to the left of universal quantifier means not all. Right, just read it right across. Negation means not, universal quantifier means all. So not all gray elephants are from Africa. Now this next one is none. There are none. Right, so we'll see the negation there goes separate to a different place. So there are no small people in the NBA. So let's again start by saying all small people are in the NBA. So for all x, if x is small and x is a person, then x is in the NBA. Again, this all has to be in parentheses or brackets, so the quantifier covers everything. Okay, and this again says all small people are in the NBA, but we want to say none. Now if we put the negation here to the left, it would say not all small people are in the NBA. But again, we don't want to say not all, we want to say none. So what we want to say is for all x, if x is a small person, then it's not the case that x is in the NBA. Okay? So not all goes to the left of the quantifier. None goes inside here on the consequent, or inside the quantifier. Right? Notice with the universal quantifier we're using this conditional form, right, for these kinds of problems. Okay, number 8, all people are either happy or sad. For all x is a person, then x is either happy or x is sad. So we're talking about people. If someone's a person, then that person is either happy or sad. Right? So there's no negations in that one. It's straightforward. Number 10, some friendly politicians should not be trusted. So some here, we're with the existential quantifier. For some x is friendly and x is a politician. And it's not the case that x should be trusted. So notice for the existential quantifiers, we're using the conjunction, not the conditional. Conditional for universal, conjunction for existential. Now that's not a hard and fast, unbreakable rule, but it's a good rule of thumb. All right. All well-crafted musical instruments play beautifully. So all for all x, if x is well-crafted and x is a musical instrument, then x plays beautifully. Probably should be a B, I don't know. And again, this everything after the quantifier has to be in parentheses or brackets. Okay, 14. Only well-trained dogs don't bite. Now, only is a little tricky. So if we said for all x, if x is well-trained and x is a dog, then x won't bite. Oops. So this sentence says it says for all well-trained dogs, it's false that they bite. In other words, no well-trained dogs bite. All right, but that's not what the sentence says. It says only well-trained dogs don't bite. It doesn't say no well-trained dogs bite. It says only well-trained dogs don't bite. So when it comes to only, the best way to think about the translation is you flip the antecedent and consequent. So for all x, if x doesn't bite, then x is a well-trained dog. Right? So see, I put what was the consequent here as the antecedent here, and what was the antecedent here as the consequent here. And that's the easiest way to do things for only, right? So this says no well-trained dogs bite. But this says for all x, if x doesn't bite, then x is a well-trained dog. So only well-trained dogs don't bite. Okay? So that's a good rule of thumb, right? If I was going to say only, say I was going to say all OCC students are smart. For all x, if x is an OCC student, then x is smart. Okay? But if I want to say only OCC students are smart, that's different from all OCC students are smart. See, all OCC students are smart leaves open the possibility that, Syracuse University students are smart and Lemoyne students are smart and other people are smart. Whereas if I say only OCC students are smart, it doesn't leave open that possibility. So the only then just flips the order. So now this says for all x, if x is smart, then x is an OCC student. So only then flips the order from all. Okay? So this is all. This is only. And that's what we did here too. Okay, number 16. Some liquids and gases are poisonous and should be avoided. This one's a little tricky too, right? So again, we got some, so that's existential quantifier. And it says liquids and gases, right? So some x such that x is a liquid and gas. And what do we want to say about them? They're poisonous and should be avoided. Okay, so this looks pretty good if you're looking at the English, right? We've got an and here, we put a conjunction there, we've got an and here, we put a conjunction here. But if you think about what this sentence says, it says for some x such that x is a liquid and a gas. But nothing is a liquid and a gas, right? It's either one or the other. So we're not talking about things that are both liquids and gases. We're talking about things that are liquids or things that are gases. So for some x, such that x is either a liquid or a gas, they are poisonous and should be avoided. So that's a strange case where an and really needs to be translated as a disjunction, right? Because it's basically saying some liquids are poisonous and should be avoided, and some gases are poisonous and should be avoided. So another way you could do that, this would be a lot longer, you could say for some x is a liquid, and x is poisonous, and x should be avoided. And some x is a gas, and x is poisonous, and x should be avoided. Right, because you're saying both of those things. But this is shorter, but it's just trickier because you have to remember this and gets translated as an or. Right? Okay, so 18, all emojis are neither fun nor interesting. So for all x, it's universal all, such that x is an emoji, then x is neither fun nor interesting. So neither nor, remember. is not either or. So if it's an emoji, then it's neither fun nor interesting. Not either or. 20, a robot won the marathon. So a robot, think of that as some robot, right? Some X. So it's X is a robot and X. Oops. X won the marathon. There exists an X such that X is a robot and X won the marathon. 22, anything that makes me laugh is either funny or absurd. So anything for all X such that X makes me laugh, then X is either funny or X is absurd. So for all X such that X makes me laugh, X is either funny or X is absurd. 24. Labrador retrievers are either black or yellow or chocolate. Now there's no explicit all here or every, but it's implied, right? All Labrador retrievers fall into one of these categories. Okay? So for all X, such that X is a Labrador retriever, then X is either black or yellow or chocolate. So now we need two sets of parentheses there, since we have three things. And then so for all X, if X is a lab, then X is either black or yellow or chocolate. Okay, we have a little bit of time left, so I'll do some of these. Here's another. So all birds are feathered dinosaurs. All right, so universal all for all X. X is a bird, then X is feathers, and X is a dinosaur. So everything that is a bird has feathers and is a dinosaur. All birds are feathered dinosaurs. Now number 4 is another only. So again, if we did all birds have feathers, it would look like this, right? For all X, if X is a bird, then X has feathers. But again, we don't want to do all, we want to do only. So this is all. So to do only, we flip the order. So for all X, if X has feathers, then X is a bird. So everything that has feathers is a bird. Only birds have feathers. Some birds are dinosaurs and some are not dinosaurs. So for some X, X is a bird and X is a dinosaur. And now another existential. For some X, X is a bird and X is not a dinosaur. So notice this and here separates the two quantifiers. This quantifier ends when it runs into an operator like this that's outside of parentheses. So this new one starts. Tweety bird is a bird. Sorry, Tweety is a bird and only birds can fly. So Tweety now is just a singular subject, so no quantifier needed there. And now we have only birds can fly. So for all X, if X flies, then X is a bird, right? Oh, I see fly is L. I'm using fly and feathers interchangeably here. Okay, so BT and for all X, if X can fly, then X is a bird. All and only cute birds can fly. This would be the last one. So for all X, if X is cute and a bird, then X can fly. So that says all birds can fly, but now we want to say only cute birds can fly. So for all X, if X flies, then X is cute and X is a bird. So this says all cute birds fly. This says only cute birds fly, or everything that flies is a cute bird.